Yes, now everyone, welcome back to another week of predictions, match week 15. Who can believe we're already 15 weeks through the A-League season? Don't want it to go away so quick. It needs to slow down. I need to savor it a bit more. But anyway, that's enough of my thoughts on the A-League. Let's get into last week's predictions. Last week I picked up 4 points. AI, they beat me. They picked up 5 points. So the guests extend their league. They're on 51 now. I picked up 4 points, so it gives me a little bit closer, but not close enough. I go up to 47 points. But this week, I'm taking on you guys again. So you guys will probably be able to beat me this week. Not going to be very hard on my form lately. But make sure you put your predictions down in the comments below. I want to know what you guys are going to pick. And your comments obviously going to be featured in next week's video. So make sure you put those predictions down in the comments below, and let's get into this week's predictions. Well, let's get straight into it. The first game of the week is Brisbane taking on Wellington at Suncorp tonight. I'm going to be there. Should be a good crowd. I'm hoping it's a good crowd, at least for Brisbane's sake. Ben Khan obviously taking that wellness leave. We wish him all the best. But they're facing the high-flying Wellington. I don't even know if Ben Khan could have helped them in this game. It's going to be a good game. Hopefully, it's a good, high-scoring game for my sake. I'm going to go with a Wellington win, though. I think Brisbane, they've shown signs of progression, but I think Wellington have just been way too good lately. But they are without their captain, Alex Rufer, and they don't have Tim Payne as well in the back line. But Oscar Zavada's back. He's scoring goals again. I'm going to go for a Wellington win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Wellington win. This week, we've got 2 Friday night games. The second one is Perth taking on Melbourne City over in the West Australian state. Perth coming off a good couple of results, a win against the Wanderers and a draw against Macarthur last week with that late equaliser from David Clutch Williams. Absolutely insane form he's been on lately. And Melbourne City, they got a win last week against Adelaide United. Was it a deserved win? That's up for debate. They performed well in the first half, but once they scored that goal, they kind of dropped off, and maybe that was their game plan all along. Get that goal and hold off for the rest of the game. Do I see them going over to Perth and taking all 3 points? I don't. I think it's going to be another draw. I think Perth are finding some really good form. I think they feel like they're the underdogs in every game they go into. They think that they've got that siege mentality that they really need to have to get anything out of these games at the moment. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go a 2-all draw again for Perth. And then first of the 3 Saturday games is Western United taking on Sydney FC down in Hobart. They had a good turnout last week, Western United. Decent Hobart crowd down there for them. Better than some of their Melbourne crowds, really. But Sydney FC, they had that controversial draw last week against Victory. With 11 men, could they have won the game? I do think so. I think that Pat Wood red card is really unfortunate for Sydney and a ridiculous decision. But anyway, on to the game this week. I'm going to go for a Sydney win. I think they can get over Western United again. I just don't see Western United picking up many points for the rest of the season, unfortunately. Sydney FC for me, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Sydney. No, 3-0. I'm going to go 3-0 Sydney FC. And that middle fixture on Saturday is Newcastle Jets playing a host to Melbourne Victory. A game that last time they had 8 goals in the match. It was an unbelievable. That was the first of Bruno's 4 goal tallies this season. But there's no Bruno in this game. So could Jets get a result in this one? It's very possible. They've been playing some decent football. It's just whether or not they can keep it up for that second half in particular. That second half for them has been the real killer at the moment for them this season. But Victory, they're still undefeated. Who knows how? I think they've got 7 or 8 draws. It's ridiculous at this point. I'm going to go for... I think I'm going to go for another draw. I can't see them losing to the Jets, but I just can't see them scoring enough goals to win this game at the moment. Wouldn't surprise me if Jets got the result, but I'm going to go for another draw, and I'm going to go for a 3-all. And then the last of the Saturday games is an absolute classic. It's Adelaide taking on the Central Coast Mariners. Last time the Central Coast Mariners went down to Adelaide, they lost 3-0 in that opening week, and that started the Mariners' poor 4 games to start off the season. But they've bounced back. They haven't lost a game since. They've been really impressive, the Mariners. Maybe they're in contention for another push towards a championship. Wouldn't that be unbelievable considering their start of this season? And the opposite's happened for Adelaide. They've kind of fallen off since those first 3 games or so. They haven't really found some consistent form of late, Adelaide. And with Joe Gauci, obviously he's not playing at the moment, but he's off to Aston Villa. Isn't that a massive move? They've lost Popovich to the K1 League. They've lost a few decent players this transfer window, Adelaide, and I just can't see them getting a result against the Mariners here. I'm going to go for the Mariners in this one. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Mariners win. Our Sunday game this week is Macarthur taking on Western Sydney Wanderers out at Campbelltown, a battle of the West, if you will. Campbelltown, they've been really building that crowd lately. The Bulls have been looking good. Obviously, they haven't picked up the wins as probably much as they would like, but I think they're undefeated in 5 or 6 games, which is still impressive as it can be if you're drawing those games. But the Wanderers picking up that win last week, they're really inconsistent of the late. The win one, lose one, win one, lose one. It's just not consistent from the Wanderers. Not what you'd expect from a side that's normally built off of their defense. But they're traveling away for this one. It's only a short trip. I can't see them picking up a win in this one for me, to be honest. I think Davila will just pull out another class performance. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. And then the final game of match week 15. It's another 7-game week, and this time it's the Mariners and Wellington Phoenix that are playing the 2 games this week. Mariners, they're on the road for both games this week. I can't see them pulling up very well, especially since they've got to go all the way over to Wellington for this game. Wellington, they've only got to go from Brisbane, and they've got that day extra as well. They're playing on the Friday night. Mariners are playing on Saturday night. It's not a very big turnaround. It is on a Tuesday, so at least it's not a Monday, but it's not a very big turnaround. I'm going to go for a Wellington win in this one. I think they get 2 wins this week. Mariners, I just don't think they're going to be able to travel well from Adelaide to Wellington. I'm going to go Wellington, and I'm going to go, what do I reckon? I think I'm going to go with a 2-1 here. I think 2-2-1 for Wellington this week. And there it is. There are my game week 15 predictions for the A-League 23-24 season. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. Don't forget to put those in. You'll probably beat me, and I'll feature your comment in next week's video. But thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more A-League content. Until next time, I'll see you soon.